So, while people are busy looking into the sky at the unidentified aerial objects happening across the world, one of them being a Chinese weather balloon of some sort, there's also an argument that it could have been able to, contain a weapon system to be able to drop missiles, launch EMP attacks, and things like that, that we all probably first initially saw. We've seen multiple events take place since then. The media has jumped on it, kind of like this. And the majority of people as well. Now, my personal opinion is maybe they're staging a UFO false flag, like, honestly. Biden's response was probably like, I'm sick of this country. I don't care. So, I'm not going to pay too much attention on that. But while the whole balloon thing is going on, or the UFOs, I'm not sure, we've got this as well. Again, this is more US based, but apocalyptic chemical disaster. No biggie, right? Right? And also we have, I don't know if you guys remember the Twitter censorship. Now this took place a while back. Now these individuals here basically had a congressional hearing, and it's good to see the information come out many years later. What they thought was correct at the time, similar to, I guess, the Nazis who were just following orders. They were just following orders. They actually were asked who was instructing them, who were their superiors, and why were they, going around censoring. In some case, like medical doctors, they were asked a couple of times, are they medical doctors? Who is doing this? But we're too busy looking at the balloons. Now, we also have here, the US is telling citizens to leave Russia immediately. So that's kind of concerning. I haven't checked here yet for Australia if they've issued the same warning, but I'm guessing they might have, being like an allied nation and all. Now this one, I wasn't going to make a stream about this because it almost is coming across as extreme FUD 2.0, but we need to address this, I think. Now, this is called the Operation Choke Point 2.0. Again, zero hedge, so you might question the objectives behind Russian media, but they generally will cover some things other media outlets won't cover for whatever reason. It goes on to explain several events that have taken place in the crypto space. So I thought, well, I'll let time reveal all, as it tends to do. Now, following on from this, we've seen this developments in SEC cracking down on crypto. Now, we've all probably heard the Kraken staking issue, and we've all, well, more recently we've heard of the Paxos and BUSD. So we can see again a similar trend, similar to that was taking place when Twitter was being censored, and people were pointing out, Twitter's kind of being censored. And no, it's not. No, it's not. Now it's like crypto is kind of being attacked. So no, it's not. No, it's not. Now it gets better. They then also warn against including assets in retirement accounts. Again, this is like the SEC themselves. Some strong signaling, but there's no attack on crypto. Regulators order crypto firms Paxos to stop issuing Binance stablecoin. Again, no attack on crypto. Now I know this is all to do with the centralized exchanges and apparently the issuers of centralized stablecoins, I guess you would call them. But here is the problem. Not this particular article, but this goes on to explain Kraken to discontinue unregistered offer and sale of crypto assets by staking as a service program and pay a 30 million settlement. We have here Paxos categorically disagrees with SEC that BUSD is a security. Says it will litigate if needed. So we can see they're starting to come, it appears, for the centralized exchanges. Now we all might cheer and hurrah because the majority of us do understand the importance of holding one's own asset. and not your keys, not your coin, and all of the teachings that most Hexicans are very well versed in. Well, I would hope so at this point, because most of these Hexicans were probably in crypto long before Hex and have experienced a lot, like myself. Now, this is a new one. Stablecoin issuer Circle filed regulatory complaint against Binance. So we've got issuers of stablecoins issuing regulatory complaints against middlemen exchanges. It is alleged here, basically saying that the industry was caught off guard. Where did it say? Basically saying they don't believe their reserves because, again, it's not on chain, not like real DeFi. But what are they going to come after? Possibly real DeFi. Centered around the perceived mismanagement of token reserves. Okay. Now, we then have this. We have crypto prices could go to zero. This is the Fed. The Fed official warns. Now, I know, is it the creature from Jekyll Island and all that? But we also see here, the Fed also is skeptical of central bank digital currencies. We also see here stressed banks considering engaging crypto activities must meet. They already do. There's more than enough laws and regulations already in place, especially when on and off ramping. Like that's the vector at which they're going to get most likely caught, because you know, on-chain data. Now you could argue, oh, everything could be anonymous and whatever, but how's that been working so far? This is the whole reason of my stream with this particular short.
You want to check something out?
Not that one, honestly.
Hold on, sorry.
How did that happen? I'm trying to play this one.
So this blockchain trend short, we're going to be talking about finally some of the DeFi.
I couldn't believe this. I'm like, hang on, wait, what? Because I want to let time pass. As time passes, instead of being like the breaking news and possibly getting things wrong or getting caught up in, you know, hot air balloons or similar, the SEC crypto staking crackdown has uncertain consequences for DeFi. Lido Finance, a Lido DAO member, raised concerns over what impact the SEC's crackdown on staking could mean for the future of DeFi in the US. Now, this is a trend that is happening here in Australia as well. We've got a thing called token mapping, and I'm not sure where it's actually headed. Basically, they've given a chance for people to give their say on what they think, but the government said, this is what we think, this is what's going to happen, is my analysis so far. They didn't really cover DeFi, although their argument, I can see an argument for them trying to cover DeFi. I'm not sure how, but again, updates coming mid-2023 in regards to, I think it's licensing of some sort now. Probably best just to cover this article here because that's in the future, that's the imaginable horrible, but this is what I'm actually reading in black and white. The biggest risk I personally see is a US-based person. So again, the world may follow the US in this instance, is if they come down and say you can no longer even interact or contribute to these types of protocols. So that is the reason why we must also push back politically, and we must also build, you know, they probably go together quite well. Alright, that's about it. That's all I got. If you think you can just ignore this onslaught of cryptocurrency, although it's heavily focused towards centralized exchanges, you may need to update your worldview, as some people have said, because it is coming. I'm not sure what's coming. Don't mean to sound, you know, maximal fudster, but we need to, you know, see the attack before it comes. And so far we're seeing the SEC launching a lot of, what's the word? Legal action. And it appears it's going to be the whole space may become very litigious in nature moving forward. And I hope that's not the case because, you know, I just hope that's not the case. But we're starting to see it. People are starting to think outside the box of an echo chamber. Alright, that's all I got. Signing out.